Hey folks, Don DeRosa here. Have you ever seen the TV shows Flip This House, Flip That House, and ever wanted to do this business? They make it look so easy. What I wanted to talk to you about today, because there's a lot of misconception out there, there's a lot of people struggling to do this business, and there's really no reason for it. But a lot of people think that you need to have a lot of money or have great credit or have this superior knowledge of real estate in order to do this job. And that really simply couldn't be further from the truth. Now, don't get me wrong. You do need money, you do need credit if you want to do certain aspects of real estate or what we do. But there are so many other, what I call offshoots to the real estate game that allow you to make money in real estate, and then it could be anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 to $20,000 just by simply finding a property and putting it under contract and then flipping that piece of paper, meaning give that piece of paper to someone else and they pay you for that. And they'll pay you anywhere from $1,000, $500, $1,000, all the way up to $20,000, $30,000 before to get that piece of paper. Okay? They're the ones that have the money. You don't necessarily need to have the money. So that process is known as a wholesale or assignment of the contract. So one of the things that I want to talk with you about today is there's a lot of reasons why maybe you were one of these. I kind of want to know, why aren't a lot of you really jumping in and doing this? Well, I can kind of guess. Maybe you've tried it and been not been very successful at it. Maybe you didn't know what you were doing, took the wrong approach. Maybe you hired somebody else, spent a lot of money on their education, and that didn't pan out, and they didn't give you what you needed or what you thought you needed. There's just a plethora of reasons why you may be one that hasn't really succeeded as much as you would have liked. Well, I think one of the reasons why people don't generally succeed is, I always tell people when I do my education, this business is simple but not easy. I don't know if that makes sense. Simple but not easy is the best way I can describe this, because there's a lot of moving parts to real estate. From the way you buy, from the way you fix it, all the moving parts. But there's a very, very simple way to do this and make money at the same time while you learn. So one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to teach you or train you how to learn while you earn money. And we wanted to do it in a very simple, concise, very laser-focused way of doing it. There are 1,000 ways. I always tell people there's 1,000 ways to make $1 million in this business. You just need to pick one. Well, we're going to show you one, and we're going to show you a very simple way to do it. Doesn't cost you anything at all. It might cost you a little bit of gas, but it doesn't cost you anything at all to do, except drive around and look for what we call ugly properties. Now, I don't care where you are, you can find an ugly property. So what does an ugly property look like? Well, let me show you. Let's take a look at it. Before we do that, I digress. If you're one of those that said, can you really do this? Let me show you. I'm going to show you a property that we just bought and finished. And we bought this from somebody who was driving around. They didn't have the money, they don't have the credit, and they didn't do any marketing. All they did was jump in their car and drive around and look and found this ugly house. Now, would you all agree that that's an ugly house? Absolutely. So what we did was we bought this from that individual, and then what we did was we rehabbed that to look like this gem now. And in doing that, that's how we find a lot of our deals. Is through people driving around neighborhoods looking for ugly properties. They have no money invested, maybe a little bit of gas, but they have no money invested in this, and we pay them a wholesale fee. or a lot of times people call them a finder's fee. All right. It is a great way for people to get in and learn while they earn this business. And that's what we're here to do, is we're trying to educate you a little bit, to say we're here to help you. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to teach you enough to go out and get 1 or 2 deals in your first 30 to 60 days, make a little bit of money, and then learn while you earn, so we can inch you along so that you can become an investor like you might want. You know, you're going to see us, we're going to, like here, for example, I'm going to give you another example. This is a before and after. And a lot of times people don't have the skill to take something like this and turn it into something like this. Well, guess what? That is a learned skill. That is something that you don't just pick up one day and go, oh, I'm going to turn this bathroom into this. That is not how you do that. Or you take a house, that one I just showed you that was a burnout. This was the inside of that. Okay? And you turn it into something like this. Those types of deals, they're everywhere, but it takes a certain skill set to do that. And this is what I think scares most people. This is what turns them off, or they have what's called paralysis of analysis. They think that they need to get a whole bunch of education before they do anything. And I think that's where most people go awry. So understanding that, what we want to do is we want to take those excuses away, and we want to show you how to stay focused on one singular thing. And that's going out and finding an ugly house. Now, they're easy to find. I'll show you an example of one right here. That is an ugly house that's boarded up. You can go down any street in America. I don't care where you are, what city you are in America, and you can look and find ugly houses. Companies have made entire fortunes off of ugly houses. Look at the company out there that says we buy ugly houses. I mean, their whole existence is going and finding ugly houses, and people that have ugly houses call them. So there must be a business in it, or else they wouldn't be doing it. They spend millions of dollars in marketing on that. So it's super simple for you to drive down the street and find properties that are ugly. Like this. That's an ugly property. Now, whether or not that person is willing to sell, that's yet to remain to be seen. But over half the battle, 80% of the battle, is identifying an ugly property and then finding the owner and saying, hey, would you like to sell this? Now, a lot of times people struggle with that because it's not a natural thing to call someone and say, hey, how much do you own a property? Would you like to sell it? So on and so forth. Okay, that's where we come in. So what we're going to do is we're going to simplify this for you the best way I can put it. We're going to simplify it, and we're going to give you an app. We're going to actually give you the leads. All right, we're going to pull a list, and the list is going to look like this. And it could be one, if not all of these lists on a continual basis. And we're going to give that list to you. Absentee owners, cash buyers, free and clear. You can just go down the list and see upside down, active listings, board investors, foreclosures, a couple others potentially inherited, pre-foreclosures, vacancies, zombie properties, which means they are pre-foreclosure and vacant. Okay, so we are literally going to give you that list. We're going to hook you up with that list, and we're going to send you on your way. Now, your whole purpose, your whole job is to go get in your vehicle and go look for these ugly properties. And not only, ugly properties are the ones that we're looking for, but the reason we give you those other lists is because we want you to have a purpose. So when we give you those lists, we're going to show you, let me show you what we're going to do with that. We're going to take that, we're going to show you how to import that list into Google Maps to be exact. Okay? So that Google Maps is going to show you all kinds of lists. Like you can look here, for example, I'm going to put my glasses on. Vacant houses are red, vacant and free and clear. Okay? Inherited, those are green, and zombie properties are blue. So rather than just have you go randomly look, we're going to give you a purpose. We're going to give you a plan. We're going to say, okay, here's a list. If I back up to that list, let me go back to that list for 1 second and share with you. If you look, there's some open space, what we call green space, so that it doesn't have a bunch of circles around it. Well, if you jumped in your car today and you drove in those areas, you wouldn't find a whole lot. You'd be wasting a whole lot of your time. However, if you went and you drove in the area where you had a lot of the clusters of circles and colors, you could go from house to house taking pictures and getting information, okay, about those houses. And those are highly motivated people. Those people that are in those circles are highly motivated to sell to you, or to anyone for that matter. So so once we point you in the right direction, then we're going to give you some software. Now, in order for this to work, you have to go to the site that we show you. I'll put the site up there, and download the app from that site. That's what ties us together. That's what allows us to look at your pictures that you take. So that kind of binds us together. So that app, I'm going to give you a quick video on how simple that process really is. And then we'll come back to that in a second. Hi, this is Don. And I wanted to show you how quick and easy it can be using the app that we give you on how to basically find and take a picture of a vacant or ugly house when you're driving for dollars. And it's quite simple. All you really need to do is pull out your phone, go to the Deal Machine app. That'll take you to whatever house you're looking at. You click on the house. It will pull up down below the address. Click on the address and then simply hit the little picture button and take a photo of that. And there's the photo. Once you're done with the photo, you can hit use photo, and then you can come in and tell it what's wrong with that house. So if you scroll down a little bit, you will see property tags. So depending on the tag, like this particular house we're looking at is in a nice neighborhood, but it's got I know I've watched this house for quite some time, so I know this thing's been on the market for a very long time, and it's listed at the moment. So I would just click vacant, but a lot of times you can see where it's an ugly house. It's got broken shutters, it's got broken windows, it's got blue tarp, tall grass, mail overflowing, things like that will quickly indicate distress, visual distress. In this particular case, I just happen to know this property, and I know it's in financial distress. So I'm going to go ahead and send them a postcard because I know it's listed. But the same thing applies. And then once you hit that, you're done. And then I take control and I simply click a mailer and you're done. Now you can go online to your particular portal and you can see what kind of mailings we've done for you on your behalf. You can see how many mailings, where we are in what stage, so you can be sure that you can follow this process every step of the way. So just wanted to show you a quick video on how this works and how quickly and efficiently it works. There's also a part of this will tell you, if you go into some of the settings, it'll actually tell you where you've been already, so you don't go into a neighborhood twice. You don't backtrack and go into the same place. So you can kind of see where you've been and go from there. All right, well, thank you very much. Have a good day. Okay, that's really simple to do. I mean, it's a very simple app. As long as you have the app that we ask you to download, go to that site, download that app. You can go out and you can start taking pictures of vacant, ugly houses tomorrow. Today, if you're energetic. But once you do that, the next step in that whole process is, because you have a portal now, all those. So what happens after that process is you take the picture and then it comes to us. We start the marketing. We click a few buttons and we send out a series of marketing campaigns. We go and we skip trace. We spend a fair amount of money finding these sellers, knocking on their doors, getting them to come talk to us, and then ultimately putting it under contract. At that same time, we're keeping you in the loop on this and training you as you see this process. So all it's going to take is a few of these before you go, okay, I really want to learn that. I want to learn more. Okay, the first one is always the most difficult. I just want you to understand that. The first one of anything, I don't care what it is always the most difficult. So why not let us help you get that first one or two under your belt, get some money in your pocket, and then figure out how to do this game. Because what we're going to do after that, after we've trained you, or after we've done a few of those where we bring you into the fold slowly, okay, and keep you laser focused, because I don't want you being what I like to call a dog chasing 6 rabbits. And that's where you got too many things going on and you're not really catching anything. So I don't want you to be a dog chasing 6 rabbits. What I want you to do is I want you to be laser focused. I want you to go out and have a singular purpose on mind and put all your energy in that. And that, once that's done, once we get 1 or 2 of those under our belt, then we're going to bring you in and we're going to teach you how to do this. We're going to teach you, as the process goes, we're going to teach you how to strategically know where to invest. We're going to teach you what neighborhoods, what type of houses, where you should be investing, how you should be investing. Then we're going to teach you how to find the deals, market, not just driving for dollars. We're going to teach you how to do direct mail campaigns. We're going to teach you how to do other techniques that get sellers to actually call you now instead of you going after them. As it becomes, and it's different. It's not any easier or any harder. It's just different. Okay, so we want multiple ways to find what we call motivated sellers. Then we're going to teach you how to evaluate the deal, how to pre-screen that deal and structure it so that it makes sense. We're going to teach you how to talk to the sellers. We're going to teach you how to negotiate with them. And then how to make the offers, like what type of offer should you make? Should it be a subject to, where the seller gives you the deed, okay, rather than just all cash, okay? Or it could be, I'm going to buy it on owner finance. There's all kinds of ways we'll teach you how to buy, and then we'll teach you then the next step is where to find the money. How to borrow that money from either a private individual, a hard money lender, or a traditional lender, whatever works for that particular deal. All of those things are all moving parts that if you try to do it all at one time, it can sometimes become overwhelming. And then ultimately, we're going to teach you how to exit these properties. And that simply means that how to get rid of it, such as, are you going to sell it for cash, sell it as a retail, buy, fix, and flip like you see on the TV shows? Or are you going to wholesale it, where you just buy it, put it under contract, and flip it to someone else? Or are you going to buy it and owner finance it out? Or are you going to buy it and lease purchase it? Or are you going to buy it and rent it? So there's all kinds of exit strategies that we'll also teach you how to do, and as well as all the numbers that go into it and how to formulate all this stuff. So those are some of the things that we're going to teach you with that. We're also going to teach you how to choose the right neighborhoods, how number of foreclosures, why that matters, active listings versus sold listings. What's the number? What percentage of owners versus investors? Why do you even care about that? I mean, that's a big one, and most people don't even understand why. The average days on market, school rankings, that becomes a very huge line item for most people. That's a very big decision-making thing. And then crime statistics, Median income. Why do all of those things matter? We're going to teach you why all those things matter. Then we're going to teach you how to come up with your own special dream team. Realtors, attorneys, CPAs, mortgage brokers, every single person that you need to have in your dream team will be in there. Handyman, property management, everybody that you should be thinking about and that you may not be thinking about now should be on your dream team. And we'll teach you, show you how to put those people together. And then we're also going to give you things to have in what I call your toolbox. And we'll even talk to you a little bit about this when you first start, because you may want to incorporate some of this as you're driving around finding these ugly houses that might help you get more and more properties under your belt. But what it's going to look, we're going to teach you how to use these are just a few. We teach a class on 101 ways to market your business. This is what, maybe 8, 9? So we're going to teach you how to use flyers, placard signs on your cars, business cards, logo wear, what we call handouts that we give to people walking down the street saying, hey, do you know of any vacant properties that may be out there? As you going through neighborhoods, door hangers that we hang on vacant properties or neighbors next door. So there's all kinds of things that we can teach you. And a lot of times what I've found is the reason people aren't quite as successful as they would like to be when they get in this is they don't have a coach. They don't have somebody to hold their hand. They're trying to figure it out as they go. And there's a lot of moving parts. And being in this business for over 20 years, what I've come to learn is a confused mind does nothing. Okay, so if you get confused at all, you get what we call paralysis of analysis, and you tend to want to learn everything before you take any action, because there literally is a lot to learn in this business. Now, I've always said this business is very simple, but it's not easy. And anybody that tells you differently is obviously trying to sell you something, but it's a very lucrative business. You can make a lot of money in this business if it's done correctly, and you have the right business structure, and you have the right tools in place, and you the right processes. So if you can do that systematically, you can start this business with virtually no marketing out of your pocket except for maybe a little bit of gas. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to teach you how to do this in a very simplified, very laser-focused process. So in order to take advantage of this, if you're interested, and there's no obligation here, you don't have to do anything. We're not asking for anything, except all we want you to do is, if you click on the link down below, if this is something that interests you and you think, well, let me check it out, click on the link below, and what it will do is it will schedule a 15 or 20 minute meeting with me or someone else. And we're going to talk to you about, what we can do for you, what you can do for you, because this is kind of like this will become like a partnership. Okay. So you're going to be vested in this as much as anybody. So we're going to be doing this for a few people for free. Okay, so if you want to take advantage of the free entry, I highly encourage you to click quickly on that link, because it won't stay free for very long. So click on the link, schedule your appointment, and then we're going to see if this is right for you. See if you can work with us and we can work with you, and see if we can make each other money. That's the bottom line of this thing, because I've been doing this for a very long time, and one thing I've learned in 20 plus years is this business has a lot of moving parts, and if you can latch on to someone that can show you how to use those moving parts efficiently, this becomes a very easy business and a very lucrative business to do. So click on the link below, and then I will see you at our 15-minute interview. Thank you very much. Have a good day.